Hi, welcome to this tutorial. Before we start, kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it with your friends. In this video, we are going to solve IGCSE Paper 2, Variant 2-3, June 2018. Let's start. In the first question, the temperature at noon was 6 degrees centigrade and at midnight the temperature was 11 degrees centigrade lower. So we have to find the temperature at midnight. We will subtract from 6, 11, and we will get 6 minus 11 is negative 5 degree centigrade. Factorize, so there is 1 W here, and there are 3 W's here. If you remove the 1 W which is common here and here, you will have 1 W square. In the third question, let's take 65 seconds to run 400 meters. Calculate the average speed. To find speed, we use speed is equal to distance over time. Distance is 400 meters and speed is 65 seconds. This will give us 6.15 meter per second. Question number 4. Complete the list of factors of 36. So divide 36 by 1, 2, 3 and write it here. So we have 1 times 36 is 36, 2 times 18 is 36, 3 times 12 is 36. Or you could have done 36 divided by 4, 9. So 4 times 9. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So 6 times 6. So these are our factors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18 and 36. We will not repeat the 6. We'll write it as one time only. Increase $22 by 15%. We can find the answer directly by doing 22 multiplied by 1.15. How did we get this 1.15? Whenever we want to increase percentage, we'll do 100 plus the number we want to increase, divide by 100. So 100 plus 15 divided by 100 will give us 1.15. If you want to find the decrease, instead of plus, we'll put a subtraction sign. So 100 minus 15 divided by 100 is 0.85. So this will give us the answer 25.3. Question number 6a. Write 209,802 correct to the nearest thousand. So we know that this is the thousand here and we have to round it to 1000. Look at the number after the number they want you to round. It is 8. If this number is 5 or more, you add 1 to the previous number. So if I add 1 to 9, I'll get 10. 210,000. In part B, write 4, 1, 2, 3, correct to 3 significant figures. So this is the third significant figure at 2. Again, the same way as rounding, look at the number after 2. It is less than 5, so we will just put a 0 in its place. And that will be 4,120. This is a probability question. The probability that Kim wins a game is 0.72. In 1 year, Kim will play 225 games. Work out an estimate of the number of games Kim will win. A very easy question. We just have to multiply the probability by the number of games she is going to play. That will give us 162. That's the number of games Kim will win. Question number 8, write 4.82 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 3 as an ordinary number. This is to the power of negative 3. So we'll move our decimal 3 places to the left, which will give us 1, 2, 3. We got a decimal place here. Wherever there is empty space, you put a 0. So this is written as an ordinary number. Write 52 million in standard form. In a million, there are 6 zeros. So it's 52 millions. So we got this answer. Now when we are changing it into standard form, we need to have only one number before the decimal. So here we'll put a decimal and count the numbers that are remaining. 3, 6 plus 1, 7, and write that as the power of 10. Question number 9. So we have to make P the subject and find the value of P. 1 minus P is equal to 4 times 3. Because this is a divide, when I bring it will become into multiplication. My P is negative, I'll make it positive. I will bring P this side and 12 I'll bring to this side. So 12 will be negative now. 1 minus 12 is P. Therefore negative 11 is equal to P. So here we have to factorize completely. Anytime you have been given 4 terms and you have to factorize, break it into 2 parts. And what is common here? 2 is common, correct? So we remove the 2 out. 2 times 2 is 4, so I'll get a plus 2b. You need to write the same thing here, a plus 2b. So if I'm writing a plus 2b, what is the common here? Negative x. After that, these two brackets, we will write it as one bracket, a plus 2b. Whatever is out, we'll combine it and form a bracket. So this is the factorization completed. We have to rearrange this formula to make x the subject. When you want to make something the subject, whatever you have before that variable or after that variable, you have to move to the other side and the signs change. Here the function is multiplication. So when I bring to the other side, it will be divide. So I can write it as a divided by 2 pi plus y. And we have a square here. So when we write it, we can write it as square root a over 2 pi plus y. Whenever there is a square and you move it to the other side as a square root, you have to change the signs and make it plus and minus. So in this question, the number of elements are 20. It means total elements in this set is 20. The number of elements in P is 10 and in Q is 13. The number of elements in P union Q complement is equal to 5. P union Q is this part. So P union Q complement is the outside part. It's easier to understand when you say instead of dash or complement, not. So we want P union Q not, which is equal to 5, that's the outside part, and work out the number of elements in P intersection Q. Intersection Q is this mid part, and we may use the Venn diagram to help you. First, let's write down 5, and the intersection we will write it as x. If this is x and the whole set P is 10, the only P part will be 10 minus x. And here we will have 13 minus x. When you add these numbers with the variable, you are going to get 20. This negative x plus x will get cancelled. 10 plus 13 plus 5 minus x will equal to 20. Bring the negative x there, it will become positive, and the 20 here. So x is equal to 8. Your intersection is equal to 8. We have to simplify 3 plus x over 9 minus x square. 9 is a square number. Whenever you have a square number and an x square, remember to think of this identity. A square minus b square is equal to a minus b and a plus b. 9 minus x square. So the 9 can be written as 3 square. minus x square. So what will this give us? 3 minus x and 3 plus x. So let's write it down here. 3 plus x. In place of 9 minus x square, we will write down the factorized version of it, which is 3 minus x and 3 plus x. 3 plus x will get cancelled and we'll be left with 1 over 3 minus x. Okay, so we have been given a vector question here with the information O is the origin, OP is P, and OQ is Q. QT is 2 to the ratio of 1 to TP. We have to find the position vector of T. It means that we have to find from O, how can you reach T? To do that, we will first need to find PQ. So PQ, to go to PQ, we'll do PO plus OQ. And what is PO? Negative P plus Q. Why are we writing this negative? Because our arrow is showing this way. So it's supposed to go this way. It's supposed to be OP, but we are writing PO. That's the reason the P is negative. Let's just arrange it so it's Q minus P. Now to find PT. PT is 1/3 of PQ. We got that from here. To get the, you know that TP is 1. And to get the denominator, we add the top parts. So 2 plus 1, 3, 1/3 of PQ. Now for the position vector, we want OT. OT is equal to OP plus PT. OP is P and PT is 1/3 of PQ, which is 1/3 of Q minus P. We have to simplify it. So 1/3 multiplied by Q, 1/3. 1/3 multiplied by negative P is negative 1/3 P. P minus 1/3 P will give you 2/3 P plus 1 over 3Q. So that's our answer. Without using a calculator, work out 2/3 divided by 1 over 5. And for these questions, you must show all your working and write it in the simplest form. So 2/3 divided by 1 over 5. To change a mixed fraction into an improper fraction, we multiply the divisor by the quotient and the answer we add it with the top number that we have, which is the remainder. So 5 multiplied by 1, 5 plus 1, 6 over 5. After this step, whenever it is division, you change it into multiplication, and this number here, we flip it over. So 5 over 6. This will give us 10 over 18. You can put it in the calculator, you will get 5 over 9. The length of the side of a square is 12 centimeter. Correct to the nearest centimeter. Calculate the upper bound for the perimeter of the square. So for the perimeter, you know that there are 4 sides. We need to add these 4 sides together to get the perimeter. They want the upper bound. Upper bound of 12 centimeter will be 12.5. So the perimeter will be 12.5 plus 12.5, which will give us 50 centimeter. The formula to find the perimeter of a square is 4s. So you will do 4 times 12.5 and you will be still getting the same answer. For the next part of the question, Joe measures the length of a rope and records a measurement correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. The upper bound for her measurement is 12.35 meters. Work out the measurement she records. So this is the upper bound and to the nearest 10 centimeters. So it will be 12.3 meters. Part A, find the value of 1 over 81 to the power of negative 3 over 4. You just have to put it in the calculator. They don't want any working. And you will get the answer as 27. Now for this question, you have to simplify. So you have been given cube root of 27 t to the power of 27. Let's first write it as a radical. Cube root means 1 over 3. Please remember whatever power is there, it's for the number which you have inside plus the variable. So 1 over 3 t27 1 over 3. This you can put in the calculator and you will get 3, and 27 multiplied by 1 over 3 will give you 9. Whenever you have a to the power of b multiplied by something that is out, we multiply it, the powers. In this question, we have to expand the brackets and simplify. So 2p multiplied by 3p will give us 6p square. Then 2p multiplied by negative 2 is negative 4p. 3 multiplied by 3p is 9p. And 3 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 6. Add the like terms together, so we are left with 6p square plus 5p minus 6. This is also a very common question. Y is directly proportional to x minus 1 square. When x is 3, y is 24. Find y when x is equal to 6. Whenever they say directly proportional, it means that y is equal to kx. And we need to find the k before we begin solving. K is called the constant of proportionality. So y is equal to k. In this case, our x is x minus 1 square. Replace the x and the y. Y is 24 and k is 3 minus 1 square. This will give us 3 minus 1 is 2 square, 4. Divide the 24 by 4 and you will get k is equal to 6. Form your equation. Y is equal to, replace the k with 6, x minus 1 square. Now it's a simple case of substitution. In place of x, we will put 6. And this will give us 25 multiplied by 6, 150. So that's our answer. This looks like an interesting circle theorem question. And we have to find values of w, x, and y. DCE is 47, CEA is 85, and that's the only information that has been given to us. But that's enough. The first thing you can see is that this angle here and this angle here, they start from the same place, A and C. Therefore, x is equal to 85. The reason being, angles in the same segment from a common chord are equal. So we found our x. Now to find the other ones. This is a cyclic quadrilateral, if you can understand. They make it into weird shapes. So this is a cyclic quadrilateral. In a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite angles always add up to 180. Therefore, x plus w is equal to 180. X is 85. If you bring the 85 to the other side, it will become negative. 180 minus 85 will give you 95. So w is equal to 95. We found 2. And now what is remaining? Y. Y can be seen that it is a part of the triangle here. All angles in a triangle equal to 180. If this is 85 and this is 45, so Y will be 180 minus 85 minus 47, and that will equal to 48 degrees. It looks complicated, but if you know your rules, it's really not that difficult to solve. We have to find the expression for the nth term of each sequence. There are different types of sequences, and each sequence has a different rule to find the nth term. The first thing to determine is how do you get the next term. If you add or subtract to get the next term, that's an arithmetic sequence. If you multiply or divide to get a next term, that's a geometric sequence. So let's see how we got 7. 11 minus 4 is 7, and then 7 minus 4 is 3. So we have negative 4 as our difference. It's an arithmetic sequence. To find the n term, we will use a plus n minus 1d, where a is your first term, that is 11, and d is your difference. We'll just replace what we have found here. 11 plus n minus 1 d. D is negative 4. Expand the bracket and you will get 15 minus 4n. There is a shorter way to do it. When you are solving, whatever is your difference, our difference is negative 4, right? So write negative 4n. And whatever is your difference, you will subtract it from your first term. That will give us plus 15. Now in this next part of the question, we have 3, 6, 12, 24. You can clearly see that you cannot add any number and get 6 and add the same number and get 12. But we can see that 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12. So this is a geometric sequence. To find the geometric sequence, we use the formula a times r n minus 1. A is your first term and r is your ratio. To get your r, we divide the second term by the first term. So in this equation, we have second term is 6 and the first term is 3. So our ratio is 2 and our first term is a. So we are just going to replace it here in this equation. A is 3, ratio is 2, n minus 1. That's your nth term. In this question here, we have to calculate the value of x. X is an angle. 3 sides have been given. Whenever 3 sides have been given and you have to find an angle, we use the cosine rule. So this is the rule we use. If you want to find x angle, that is the one which will be after the negative sign. That's the only thing you need to remember. Let's replace everything. So cos x is equal to 11 square plus 5 square minus 13 square. This is opposite the angle we want to find, and that will be after the negative. Divided by 2, multiply by 11, multiply by 5. We will get cos x is equal to negative 23 over 100. Therefore, x is equal to, whenever you want to find the angle, you will write cos inverse. Cos inverse, this numbers that we got here, negative 23 over 110, and that will give us 102.06, rounded to one decimal, 102.1 degree. Memorize the cosine and the sine rules. They are easy marks to get. You just have to replace the values that you have got. This is a speed time graph and it shows the 60 seconds journey of a car. First part, change 90 km per hour to meter per second. You know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Therefore, 90 multiplied by 1000. 1 hour has 60 minutes in it. So 1 times 60. And those 60 minutes have 60 seconds. So 60. So in a total 1 hour, you have 3600 seconds. Put this in the calculator and we'll get 25 meter per second. In part B, we have to find the deceleration of the car in meter per second square. To find the deceleration, we have to find the time taken here. So we have 20 seconds. Because it is in seconds, we will write our answer in meter per second. So what was the speed that we had found in part A? 25. 25 divided by 20. That is going to be your deceleration in meter per second, which will be 1.25. In part C, we have to find the distance traveled in meters in the 60 seconds. To find the distance in a speed time graph, we need to find the area under the graph. So you can see this shape is a trapezium. To find the area of a trapezium, we use this formula, half a plus b h. H is your height, and this here parallel line is A and the other parallel line is your B. The first thing we'll do is change our speed to meter per second as our time is in second. Now to find the distance, we'll write half. We can see our A is 60 and our B is 40. Height is 25. This will give us 1250 meters. This is a similar triangle question. We have been given a diagram and PQ is parallel to BC. APB and AQC are straight lines. PQ is 8, BC is 10, and AB is 9 centimeters. Find PB. For similar shapes, it's better if you separate the two shapes. So we'll do that. One triangle and the second triangle. Whenever you want to find something, put that on your right hand side. You want to find PB, correct? To find PB, you will need AP. So that's the small triangle. That will be here APQ. And the big triangle is here ABC. Now let's write down what's given to us. BC is 10, PQ is 8, and AB is 9. What are the corresponding sides BC and PQ? BC multiplied by something gives us PQ. This is our scale factor and that we need to find. So 10 times K is equal to 8. K is equal to 8 over 10. It's okay if you don't simplify it, you can just leave it like that. Now to find AP, which is the corresponding side of AB, we'll do 9 multiplied by 8 over 10 and that will give us 7.2. So AP is 7.2 and AB is 9. You want to find BB, you will do 9 minus 7.2. That will give us 1.8 centimeter. In this diagram, we have been given two glasses which are mathematically similar. The larger glass has a capacity of 0.5 liters and the smaller glass has a capacity of 0.25 liters. The height of the larger glass is 13 centimeter. Calculate the height of the smaller glass. Capacity means the volume is given to us. So 0.5 liters is of the big one and 0.25 liters is of the small one. The height is given in centimeters. So the first thing we will have to do before we proceed is to change the liters into cubic centimeter. 1 liter is equal to 1000 cubic centimeter. Okay, so we have 0.5 liters. So how many cubic centimeter will it be? Cross multiply. So x is equal to 1000 times 0.5, which will give us 500 cubic centimeter. The same we will go to find 0.25 liters. So it will be x is equal to 1000 multiplied by 0.25, which will give us 250 cubic centimeter. Now that we have it in centimeter, we will write it in the way we did before. 500 multiplied by k gives us 250. So what is our k? It's 250 divided by 500, which will give us half. But this k is for the volume. Now to find the height, you will have to write k 1 over 3. This is going to give us 13 multiplied by half to the power of 1 over 3, and that will give us 10.3. Whenever you are finding the volume, that k, you will cube root it to find the side. If it is an area, then you will square root your k. Okay, so we are done with this question now. This is a transformation question, and describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T to triangle U. Whenever you can clearly see that it is an enlargement. Whenever you have enlargement, you need to write three things. You need to say that it's enlargement. Then you need to give the scale factor. When this side is 1, this is 2. So scale factor is 2. And the third you need to find is the center of enlargement. To find the center of enlargement, we will join the points of the corresponding triangles together. Like this, we join the 2 points. Where they meet, that is your center. So it is 7, 0. In part B, we have to draw the image of triangle T after rotation through 90 degrees clockwise about the point 7, 3. You are allowed to use a tracing paper. So using a tracing paper and having the center 7, 3, you can plot the triangle. So if you draw the rotation from 7, 3, this is going to be your triangle. This is your answer to part B. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope I have been able to help you. If you want any help with any particular exam paper, do mention it in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you. Thank you for watching.